I thought I understood what the word sacrifice meant in a relationship. I thought it was about compromise, about two people meeting in the middle and making space for each other. But I learned the hard way that there are some things you should never sacrifice. Madison and I had been dating for 2 years. In the beginning, everything was perfect. She was fun, beautiful, passionate about photography and social media. I supported that passion. I thought it was endearing. But then everything changed when she became obsessed with her brand image and aesthetic. At first, it was just small things. More filters, more careful location scouting. I never imagined what would come next. Before I dive into what happened, I would love to know where you are watching from. Drop your city in the comments below. If you have ever felt invisible in your own relationship, hit that like button because you are not alone. And subscribe because this story gets wild. We are talking about Instagram aesthetics, bank accounts, and a mall meltdown you will not believe. Trust me, you will want to stick around for how I handled this. So let me take you back to where it all started going downhill. My name is Henry. I am 28 years old, and I work as a software engineer at a tech company in Seattle. I make around $90,000 a year. Not rich, but comfortable. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment near downtown. My life is pretty straightforward. I love hiking in the Cascade Mountains on weekends, trying new craft beers with friends, and cooking elaborate dinners when I have the energy. I am not really into social media. I have an Instagram account, sure, but I only post a few times a year. Maybe a mountain sunset here, a photo of a really good steak there. Nothing fancy. I met Madison 2 years ago at a coffee shop on Capitol Hill. She was 25, working as a freelance graphic designer. The moment I saw her, I was struck. Long auburn hair that caught the light bright green eyes that sparkled when she laughed, and this confident way of carrying herself. She always knew exactly how to dress, how to present herself. She was bubbly and passionate about art and photography. At the time, her Instagram had around 5,000 followers. She posted beautiful photos of her travels food from local restaurants, her design work. And I was in a lot of those photos. Coffee dates with the morning light streaming through the window. Hiking trips where we were both sweaty and grinning at the summit. Dinner dates at cozy restaurants. I liked that she enjoyed capturing moments. It felt like a cute quirk, you know, something that made her special. Her captions about me were always sweet. My favorite adventure buddy. Coffee tastes better with him. That kind of thing. The first 6 months were perfect. We went hiking every weekend, exploring new trails. I would cook for her on weeknights. I am pretty good at making pasta from scratch and grilling salmon. She taught me about photography composition, about the rule of thirds and golden hour lighting. We talked about the future. Maybe moving in together officially. Getting a dog someday. One of those big, goofy golden retrievers. I genuinely believed Madison was the one. I even started researching engagement rings online. I had budgeted around $7,000 and was looking at vintage settings because I knew she loved unique pieces. Then in month 8, everything shifted. One of Madison's photos went viral. It was a shot of the Seattle skyline at sunset, with Mount Rainier visible in the distance and the Space Needle perfectly framed. Within a week, her follower count jumped from 5,000 to 20,000. Suddenly, brands started reaching out. Coffee companies sent her free bags of beans. Skincare companies shipped her entire product lines. Clothing boutiques offered her pieces in exchange for posts. Madison started talking about building her brand. She spent hours every day planning content, editing photos, researching hashtags. Our weekends changed. Instead of just hiking for the joy of it, every outing became about finding the perfect location for a shoot. I tried to be supportive. This seemed like a great opportunity for her. I even offered to be her photographer. I bought a decent camera for around $600 so I could take better quality shots for her. But then the cracks started showing. Madison became incredibly picky about the photos I took. She would make me retake the same shot 15-20 times until the light was just right. She would edit everything heavily. Filters, lighting adjustments, careful cropping. She started talking constantly about her color palette and feed aesthetic. Her followers climbed to 40,000. Partnership deals rolled in. She was making $300 to $500 per sponsored post. Madison began treating Instagram like a full-time job. Our dates became photo shoots. I would take her to a nice restaurant, and before we could even enjoy our food, she needed 20 minutes to photograph every dish from multiple angles. I started feeling less like a boyfriend and more like a hired assistant. But I told myself to be patient. She is building something. Be supportive. Do not be that controlling guy who gets jealous of his girlfriend's success. Then one evening I was scrolling through her profile and noticed something. She had untagged me from several old photos. When I asked her about it, she barely looked up from her phone. "They did not fit my new aesthetic," she said casually. That was the first time I felt truly uneasy. A small alarm bell went off in my head. But I pushed it down. It is just Instagram, I told myself. It does not define our relationship. I wish I had listened to that alarm. Over the next 2 months, I watched as more and more photos of me disappeared from Madison's tagged section. Our first anniversary dinner at that fancy steakhouse where I had spent $200 on the meal. Gone. Our road trip to Portland, where we explored bookstores and ate food truck meals in the rain. Gone. Christmas morning with my family's dog, both of us wearing matching ugly sweaters. Gone. Every time I brought it up, Madison had an excuse ready. That lighting was terrible. The composition was off. It did not match my feed. It clashed with my color story. I was hurt, but I did not want to seem controlling. I reasoned with myself constantly. It is just social media. Our real relationship is what matters. But it bothered me more than I wanted to admit. My friends started noticing too. My buddy Jake texted me one night. "Dude, where did you go on Madison's Instagram? Did you guys break up?" I had to explain to multiple people that no, we were still together. She just removed the photos for aesthetic reasons. Every explanation felt humiliating. I need to back up and explain something important about our financial situation. About 6 months before Madison's Instagram exploded, we had set up a shared expenses arrangement. I added her as an authorized user on my checking account. Here is why. Madison's income from freelance graphic design was irregular. Some months were great, others were slow. Around that time, she had moved into my apartment to save money on rent. We figured it made sense. I would cover the major expenses. Rent was $1,800 a month. Utilities, internet, the big stuff. Madison would contribute when she had income from design projects or Instagram collaborations. I was okay with this arrangement because I loved her, and my income was stable. Madison had a debit card linked to my account with a spending limit of around $1,000 per month for groceries and personal items. I trusted her completely. I did not monitor the spending closely because I genuinely believed we were building a life together. Then came that Tuesday evening in December. I was working from home just finishing up a code review when my phone buzzed with a notification. My friend Jake had tagged me in a comment on Instagram. The message read, "Yo Henry, did you and Madison break up confused?" I opened the app and navigated to Madison's profile. What I saw made my stomach drop. Every single photo with me in it was gone. Not just untagged, deleted, completely erased. Our first date photo at Pike Place Market, where we were laughing over fresh donuts. The anniversary dinner where I had surprised her with flowers. Our Halloween couple costume where I dressed as Mario, and she was Princess Peach. Thanksgiving with my entire family. Christmas morning. New Year's kiss at midnight with the Space Needle lit up behind us. Valentine's Day when I had bought her $50 worth of roses. Every coffee date. Every dinner. Every weekend adventure. 2 entire years of our relationship wiped from existence. Her feed now looked like she was perpetually single. Just carefully curated solo shots, aesthetic flat lays of her morning coffee, and sponsored content featuring her alone. My heart was pounding. My hands started shaking. I immediately called her. She was at some trendy coffee shop with her content creator friends. The phone rang 3 times before she answered. "Madison? What happened to all our photos?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Oh, I did a feed refresh," she replied, her tone so casual it made my blood run cold. "My engagement rate was dropping, so I cleaned things up." "You deleted every photo of us," I said, my voice rising despite my efforts. 2 years of memories. "Henry, do not be so dramatic." She sighed. "They are all backed up on my phone. They just did not fit my aesthetic anymore." "Your aesthetic?" I could not believe what I was hearing. "Madison, I am your boyfriend, not a piece of furniture that does not match your couch. You do not understand," she said, and now she sounded annoyed. "This is my career now. I have 65,000 followers. Brands want a specific image. Relationship content does not perform well for my demographic. So I am bad for your brand?" I asked. "That is not what I said," she shot back. "Look, my followers engage more with solo content and lifestyle shots. It is just business. We are not business, Madison. We are supposed to be partners." "Oh my God, you are being so insecure right now," she said dismissively. "It is Instagram, Henry. It is not real life. Why do you even care? You barely use social media anyway. I care because you erased me. You made me invisible. What does that say about how you value me?" There was a pause. Then she huffed. "You are making this into such a huge thing. I need to go. My friends are waiting." And she hung up. I sat in my silent apartment phone, still in my hand. I felt hollow, invisible, stupid. I had supported her dream. I bought camera equipment. I played photographer on every single outing. I covered the bills so she could focus on growing her platform. And this was how she repaid me, by pretending I did not exist. That night I could not sleep. I lay on the couch because Madison had come home around midnight and gone straight to bed without saying a word to me. I scrolled through the photos on my phone. Pictures she would never see again unless she looked at my camera roll. Our first kiss under the cherry blossoms at the University of Washington. Our first vacation to the Oregon coast. All the small everyday moments that actually mattered. I realized something painful. Madison had not just deleted photos. She was erasing our entire relationship. She was treating me like I was invisible. Morning came. Wednesday. Madison woke up and immediately grabbed her phone. She checked her Instagram analytics before she even said good morning. She made herself a smoothie, then filmed it for her Instagram story about her morning routine. She did not talk to me. She did not make eye contact. I watched her move through the apartment like I was a ghost. And then it hit me. An epiphany. If I was invisible in her public life, maybe I should be invisible in other ways too. I sat down at the kitchen table with my laptop and opened my bank account portal. There it was. Madison's name listed as an authorized user. I stared at that screen for a long moment, thinking about all the money she had spent recently. Brunches with her influencer friends at expensive restaurants. Skincare products for content creation. New outfits for photo shoots that she claimed were business expenses. According to the most recent statement, she had spent around $900 last month, and almost all of it was personal shopping. My cursor hovered over the Remove Authorized User button. I hesitated for just a second. Then I thought about how easily she had dismissed my feelings yesterday. How she had made me feel crazy for being hurt. I clicked. The system asked me to confirm. I confirmed. A message popped up, authorized user removed. Associated cards will be deactivated within 24 hours. Thursday afternoon, I was at the office trying to focus on work when my phone started exploding with calls from Madison. I was in a meeting, so I declined the first call. She called again. And again. 7 missed calls in 15 minutes. Then the text messages started flooding in. Henry, call me now. This is not funny. What did you do? My card is not working. When my meeting finally ended, I stepped outside into the hallway and called her back. She answered on the first ring, and she was screaming. What the hell did you do to my card? I could hear mall sounds in the background. People talking, music playing. I removed your access to my bank account, I said calmly. You what? Her voice was so loud I had to hold the phone away from my ear. I am at Nordstrom. My card got declined in front of everyone. Do you know how embarrassing that was? Yeah, I do know how embarrassing it is, I replied. Like being deleted from your girlfriend's entire Instagram because you do not fit her aesthetic. Are you serious right now? That is completely different, is it? I asked. You deleted me for your aesthetic. I am just adjusting my financial aesthetic. That is not funny. Henry, she was still yelling. I have stuff in my cart. I am meeting Amanda and Jessica for a content shoot in an hour, and I need this outfit. Then use your own money, I said simply. You know I do not get paid until next week. The brand deal money has not come through yet. Sounds like a personal problem, I said. Henry, stop being petty. This is ridiculous. Turn my card back on right now. No. You cannot just cut me off like this. We live together. We share expenses. Actually, I can, I told her. It is my account. You are an authorized user. Emphasis on where. And as for sharing expenses, you have not contributed to rent in 3 months. When is the last time you bought groceries? She sputtered. I have been investing in my brand. You know that those expenses are for content creation. Right, I said. Content that I apparently do not belong in. Oh my God, you are still on about that. You made me invisible, Madison. I am just returning the favor. Maybe call it financial boundaries for my brand image. This is insane. I am coming home and we are going to talk about this. Actually, no, I said. I think you should stay at Amanda's tonight. Excuse me, I need space, I told her. And you clearly need time to figure out what is more important. Your Instagram aesthetic or your actual relationship. I hung up before she could respond. My hands were shaking, but I also felt something I had not felt in months. Power. Agency. For the first time in a long time, I had stood up for myself. Madison kept calling. I declined every single one. The text messages continued. Henry, please, I am sorry. Can we please talk about this? I will add the photos back. Just turn my card back on. I responded only once. Adding photos back is not the point. The point is, you thought it was okay to erase me in the first place. Come get your things this weekend. That evening I was home alone. I ordered Thai food just for myself. I sat on the couch with a cold beer and tried to process everything. My phone buzzed with a text from Jake. Bro, Madison just posted an Instagram story rant about toxic partners who use money as control. Is that about you? I checked. Sure enough, Madison had posted a vague story. PSA: financial abuse is real. When someone uses money to manipulate you, know your worth, queens. I actually laughed. Even now she was trying to control the narrative. She was making everything about content. I took a screenshot, then posted my own story for the first time in months. Simple text on a black background. When you delete someone from your aesthetic, do not be surprised when they delete you from their bank account. Within an hour, my phone was blowing up again, but this time it was different. Friends were calling and texting to show support. Jake messaged, dude. Savage. About damn time. My college friend Marcus called, saw what went down. You okay, man? My coworker Sarah texted, I do not usually comment on personal stuff, but go you. That was iconic. Even my sister Laura called. Mom told me what happened. I never liked her anyway. Too obsessed with her phone. Some mutual friends reached out too. They admitted they had noticed Madison's behavior. They had seen how she treated me more like a photographer and an ATM than a boyfriend. They were glad I finally did something. Apparently, Madison's influencer friends were messaging people trying to paint me as the villain. But most people who actually knew us both could see through it. One friend forwarded me a screenshot from a group chat. Madison was complaining about me being controlling and financially abusive. Someone in the chat had replied, "Girl, did you not delete every photo of him because he did not match your feed? Maybe he is just done being your accessory." That comment gave me so much validation. I was not crazy. I was not overreacting. What Madison had done was wrong, and other people could see it too. The weekend came. Madison showed up at the apartment to collect her things. She was cold and defensive. She packed her clothes, her expensive skincare products, her ring light, her tripod. We barely spoke. As she was loading the last box into her car, she tried one more time. "So you are really ending this over Instagram?" she asked. "No," I said. "I am ending this because you showed me exactly who you value. And it is not me. You are going to regret this," she said, flipping her hair dramatically. "You know how many guys would love to date an influencer. Then I am sure you will find one who does not mind being invisible," I replied. She left without another word, probably already planning her next post about her breakup glow-up. The apartment felt strange when she was gone. Too quiet, but also lighter somehow, like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. The first 2 weeks were hard, I will not lie. I missed having someone there. But then I realized something important. I did not actually miss Madison. I missed the version of Madison from 2 years ago. The girl who laughed at my terrible jokes. Who enjoyed hiking for the sake of hiking, not for photo opportunities. Who saw me as a partner, not as her personal photographer and financial support system. That girl had disappeared long before our official breakup. I started reconnecting with parts of myself I had let slip away. I went hiking alone and actually enjoyed the silence, the ability to move at my own pace without stopping every 50 feet for photos. I cooked elaborate meals just for myself, experimenting with new recipes without worrying about whether they were photogenic enough. I read books I had been meaning to get to for months. I spent more time with friends having game nights and visiting local breweries, just enjoying normal life without everything being documented. 1 month after the breakup, I ran into Madison at a coffee shop. She was with a new guy. He was obviously another content creator type. Perfectly styled hair designer clothes, already holding up her phone to take photos of their drinks. Madison saw me and quickly looked away. I felt absolutely nothing. No jealousy. No anger. Not even curiosity. Just complete indifference. That was when I knew I had truly moved on. 3 months later, I started dating again. I met a woman named Emma through a mutual friend. She is a third-grade teacher with a warm smile and kind eyes. She barely uses Instagram. Maybe she posts once every few weeks. Our first date was simple. Dinner at a casual Italian place. We had actual conversations. Real eye contact. No phones on the table. No strategic photo angles. Just genuine connection. It felt revolutionary after 2 years with Madison. Our second date was a hike. Emma suggested it, which made me happy. We took one photo at the summit. Just a simple selfie, both of us sweaty and laughing and genuinely happy. Emma posted it later with a straightforward caption, "Great hike with great company." No filter. No strategic cropping. No obsessing over engagement rates. Just a real moment shared honestly. That is when I understood what I had been missing. Presence. Authenticity. Being valued for who I actually am, not for how I fit into someone else's carefully constructed image. I learned that social media itself is not the problem. The problem is when someone values their online image more than their real relationships. When someone can erase you from their public life, they are showing you exactly where you stand in their private life too. Believe them. I also learned that generosity in a relationship should flow both ways. Supporting someone's dreams does not mean funding their lifestyle while being treated like you are invisible. It does not mean sacrificing your own dignity and self-worth. And I learned that standing up for yourself is not petty. It is necessary. My friends still joke about my financial aesthetic comment. But really it was about setting boundaries. It was about refusing to be taken advantage of. It was about valuing myself enough to walk away when someone showed me they did not value me. Looking back now, the Instagram situation was not actually the problem. It was just a symptom. Madison valued image over substance. She valued followers over real connection. She valued her brand over her relationship. And I deserved someone who saw me as more than a background character in their carefully curated life. These days my aesthetic is simple. Authenticity. Reciprocity. Being with someone who wants me in the frame, not just behind the camera. And honestly, that is the only aesthetic that truly matters. So here is my question for all of you watching. Have you ever felt invisible in a relationship? Have you ever had to set a boundary that felt extreme, but was absolutely necessary? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to hear your stories. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already, because I share more stories like this every week. And share this video with someone who might need to hear it. Someone who is feeling invisible. Someone who needs permission to value themselves. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope it reminded you that you deserve to be seen, valued, and appreciated for exactly who you are. Not just when you fit someone else's aesthetic. Take care of yourselves out there, and remember that the right person will never make you feel like you need to disappear.